Alright, I'm trying to set up the game plan because this will hit us incredibly hard. Do they already have it? Yep, they already have the land that can be sacrificed for 2 counters basically. But the downside is that it's tapped, so they cannot make a 2 mana play. They still have something, it seems. I will take 2 damage. Some of those creatures do not have trample, so you can actually buffer a ton of damage with those tokens. We probably want to go for Bartolomé. Man, maybe we just go Bloodwitch. Nah, I think we go with this. We go Bloodwitch later. Let's just make sure we can set up. And you know what? I think I will hit their face. Because in this matchup, every single point of damage matters. Like, we will be racing them, and very likely we'll lose the board at some point, like turn, 4 to 7, something like this, and then we need to burn them directly. So this 1 damage might be the difference between burning them with Sephiroth and the Bloodwitch, and not burning them. Alright, up to 3. It's not, like, alone it's just 3 then. And man, I love to see, like, aggro getting kinda tuned down into the the speed that you can actually play against it. It's not like, oh, I missed removal for 1 turn, I'm taking 15 damage with double strike, triple strike, burning, like every synergy known to man, drawing cards, trample, prowess, haste. Like, what is going on there? And look at this, it's just a chocobo hitting our face. Isn't it better? It's also way cuter than even the cheek, the red cheek. Basically our opponent is kinda slow on this turn. They will be kinda way stronger on the next turn. Okay, and they are not going for the fight spell. I honestly thought that they will go for the fight mode. But then we can sacrifice, so we could trade, so probably that's why. It really feels like they have 1 mana instant, like royal treatment. We take this damage. We still can afford to take few hits. Then we will be forced to start reacting. Hopefully our board will already be strong enough that it can handle it. Very nice draw. So, alright, I think this is the turn for Bloodwitch. I probably should open with Nesting Pot, because if they want to do anything to Bloodwitch, then we would have the token in the board, and when this drops, you have everything basically. Here they could answer this before this drops, so we cannot sacrifice it as well. I think this could be an attack. This is already a lot of damage. And I don't think they can untap Chocobo. I think this is like a pump spell on elves. So this probably can be like a 4/4 or something along those lines. And do we want to deal damage already? You know what? I like my damage. Let's go. I think 2 extra will just nicely do the trick. We can wait with the Reaper, but I want to be quick because they're on the play, I believe. So, they're putting a little bit more pressure than if we started. So we need to be a bit more defensive here. Says Sloth as his attacking phase. But you get the idea, And we still have this blocker. We can always block, sacrifice it, deal damage, and pump the Bartolomé. So we are already doing fine. We have a little bit, like, you have 1 land too much. But with Reaper we should fix everything. The big Chocobo, alright, so now they can play lands from the top. I really hope they don't have a land here. Because it's basically like card advantage. Alright, they didn't. Now they played this forest. They still double trigger the landfall because of this passive. Triggers additional time. But now we can start blocking. See, this is why we took those early hits. Is that trample? It's not like we can do anything about this one. Oh man, this would be an insane hit. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see the biggest Chocobo known to man. And that's why it's important to have a little bit of a token to block it. And isn't it crazy that you can block aggro cards? Because they sometimes don't have trample. Man, the bounce made me such a happy person. So we blocked it, we denied 10 damage, and that's why we didn't block those 2-3 power attacks. Now we are blocking a 10 power attack. And we are starting to lose board right now. But we still have a little bit of fuel. So do we go with Reaper? I mean, yeah. And on this turn we will be fully defensive, I think. Attacking with Bartolomé feels so tempting though. Okay, I need to think about it. Every time we sacrifice a creature, we draw a card. So it's really, really good here. So maybe we just swing and we deal damage. Okay, I kinda like this. They cannot really block. Worst case, if this dies... Alright. I think we can attack with one. Everything else goes to the defense. I think we should be able to survive one turn. Hopefully. Maybe. Let's sacrifice this guy. We draw a card. We deal some damage. So every time we draw a card and lose life, we also get it back instantly. So that's nice. Zahur. Alright. That means max speed is actually kinda relevant. Oh, this will be insane. I think we can burn them on the next turn. Okay, so the only thing we care about, surviving this one turn. And don't forget, even if they go for like a huge attack, we can always sacrifice the board to life gain a little bit, so... Well, I guess not too much because of the Reaper. So we will draw a lot of cards, I guess. And we actually managed to win. You might not know it, but it's two Lazavs playing against each other because we shapeshifted into Sephiroth, alright? We are in world still, I guess Lazav was just playing Final Fantasy and he transformed into his favorite villain. Cut down. I hate to say it. That hurts my soul. Please stop do it. I think this is probably a double spell turn. This could be a Dimir, so to be absolutely honest, Reaper feels so strong here. Oh man. But this is... I think we go for this. So obviously against counter spells you don't want to cast those two, but basically I don't expect to win like the long game if they have like hard counter spell deck, you know? So I'm trying to push a little bit faster usually. I mean, with Swing, I don't play a land to not give my opponent information about how much I have, unless you want to bluff it and, you know, give the false information. That's basically how you want to play. We dealt some damage, not too much. I think we go with the Reaper. And let's see the first counter spell probably. This wants to be countered, not removed, because when it gets removed you draw the card. So this should be a counter spell on 2 mana. Alright, and enter the battlefield. I absolutely love it. Perfect, thank you. And we also deal 1 damage, cause why wouldn't we? And this was a good trade. Unfortunately, all of this effort went to card that is kinda dead draw against this deck. Alright, so they're trying to push for the... That means Sephiroth. So we attack, we go for Nesting Bot Sacrifice, and Sephiroth is in the board. We need to drain them. We have a long way to go. Our opening wasn't dealing as much damage yet, but Rise the Past will be important. Sorry for the voice, sometimes I get stuff. So, we deal some damage and now we go Sephiroth. We also draw a card, so every time they answer our big 3-drop, we actually are not behind on cards, which is nice. However, what we draw from those cards is usually absolute garbage. Like, those 2 cards that we got from those plays, we could actually not draw a single one, it wouldn't be like any difference. Like, they are basically dead cards both. So I'm a little bit unfortunate, and for this reason we will be still behind on value super hard. So as you can see, they have 7 cards, they will go to 6 when they play land, and then we need to solve 6 different problems. Stock up, so they're powering through. Alright, this one is interesting. And if we get Bartolomé or something, there is a chance we can just drain them. I will probably play the Bloodwitch and sacrifice the token, but maybe they play a land into removal, so that's a bit of a scary play. I think they should, because they don't want to miss this turn. Yep, they can, but they really don't want to. Okay, I guess they are doing it now. Makes sense, makes sense. So we drain them just a little bit. This could be interesting. So we can draw cards. We could Rise the Past. We are checking the graveyard a little bit too much, so our opponent will probably know what it means. Is there a chance we win the game right now? Guys, there is a chance we might win. I actually need to count all the damage. So we deal 2. They're at 10. We get this and this. This has max, but we can sacrifice 1 creature a turn. But this will be so much, man. It's our big play, so we need to make it count. We can go Bloodwitch. Okay, I think this is a little bit better. There is a ton of pressure, so I'm not going for the Leaf. I didn't recount it, but I think it's probably too little. I think this is a little bit better play, because now we can go for Midgar. We sacrifice a token, we get 2 extra cards. One of them is exactly what I wanted. There are 2 Bloodwitch in the board. and that means we are dealing tons of damage. Now we can play a land. Bro, I think that was way more smooth turn. Or smoother, you could even say. And then we need to pressure them so they tap out fully, and then we rise the pass and we win the game. Perfect. Well, can you please kill my creatures instead of bouncing them? I would really appreciate it. That actually hurts us way more. Somehow. I should count the mana if we want to play the... Well, I cannot sacrifice anything really. We definitely want this. So we have 4 mana open, so we can just replay the full turn. If they play Marang, that means this was their best play. We could Annex. It's not bad. But I will go into the... So if they decided that this was their best play on the last turn, there is a good chance they don't have a better place on this turn, right? They only have 1 card different. The rest is all the same. So we will see. This could be a bit risky, but this deck is so good at finishing opponents because you can like make a dark web of, you know, ways to drain life, either with creatures, with Annex, with Rise the Past, with like you have so many things. Even if they remove your creatures, I mean it hurts. It really hurts. And Dimir is known for not having too much of a life gain. They might have something. I usually always sneak some life gain in the Dimir builds that you see on this channel, but it's always a bit of a pain. I still miss March, the Black March. So you can see they tapped out pretty heavily. The problem is that we actually need to Rise the Past and it needs to hit. So I think this will be a bit of a bait. Unholy Annex, go. You want to counter the card that kills you? I bet you do. I bet you do. Oh, that was just a bait. Here you go. Oh, Sloth just destroying control players. That's the opposite word today. And you can see how easy it is to fight against control if you know how it works. And this is something I always cannot understand when I see the comments that playing against control is boring. It's actually super fun. If you know how they work, you know how to disassemble it piece by piece, and those wins are satisfying. I'll be honest guys, I think if we can carve out lands nicely into a lot of wonders, like imagine your perfect turn here. You have 4 lands and 4 1-drops. Like that will be 8 creatures in total. Then you make Sephiroth, Bartolomé, and you sacrifice all of them and you burn them. That's your like perfect turns. The only reason you are not having those turns is that you don't have 20 cards in your hand. And Annex brings you closer to it, because you can finally hit lands, you can, you know, have no duplicates finally, right? Right? Let's go with the Reaper. This is a very expensive setup, and now we will start blocking, so we still need to fix our hand a little bit. Doing every single Presidio from the whole deck is probably not our main strategy. Like we have 5 cards, but effectively we have 1 card. Alright, we draw more. They don't like us drawing cards, and more lands. The next one needs to be the 4th Bartolomé. Like this is the only choice for the shuffler. Alright, so they can attack with Sentinel. It hurts the like absolute crazy, because what they can... Oh, it has a counter. Right, I forgot the map counts as well. I still think we need to block, we need to get rid of as much damage as possible. Very scary stuff, but we have Annex, so we will live gain on the next turn, and we will have a huge creature, so it will make attacking us a little bit harder. Then they will spend 1 of their go for the throats, go for 3 mana, play, attack, and we need to somehow endure it. We know the top card is a cut down, so it kinda messes a bit. I think we just go Annex into a demon. They are fully tapped, which means that we will get the value from it. It's basically 4 life difference between attack you know, having a demon and not having a demon. Rise the Past. This could be our big play later. I think we need to hit like some you know, Sephiroth effects, so we can life gain when we sacrifice stuff. Cut down, and now you know, the demon dies. We take 8 damage. Man, if they pass. This has mana, so that means they cannot answer the demon. That's insanely good. Setting up demon is such an insanely expensive turn. You basically do nothing else. So when this is in the board and you don't need to do it again with like Sanctuary, suddenly your whole turn is freed basically. We have only 1 target so far, but we'll get more, don't you worry. So we can go nesting bot. I don't want... Well, we could try to drain, but I think we need 1 more turn to set up. The Annex value is starting to kick in. We go Nesting Bot. Hurts. I think we go for this. We could sacrifice. That gives us a decent draw as well. I think we go for it, man. As you can see, we are still struggling with the correct card, so imagine what it would be without Annex. That's why we have it, and we are finally hitting the stuff. I thought we didn't play the lands, to be honest. Oh, I needed to play the Verge for this one. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. We'll live game. We're at the breaking point, guys. We need probably 2 more turns and we completely take over the game. It won't be anywhere close. They will hit Raise the Past. Even though it hurts a little bit, we have enough stuff to make it count without this card. What I absolutely dread about is that it was only 1 mana. If they paid 2 mana with like Heist, I would be super happy with it. Because they're trading mana for basically no difference. Like, we still will play all the cards from our hand on the next turn and we'll tap 6-7 mana. So they actually didn't lower the power of our board. This is what matters. This is what matters. So we'll just sacrifice it, right? That means we need to activate the Sanctuary. Well, this hurts and we take a ton of damage here. This fizzles, of course. I guess we trade against Sentinel? They can use the map though. Maybe we just... Okay. I think we do it differently. I don't want to double block. I know I could trade, but having this in the board is so much better. Especially if we can hit another like 1-drop or something. The problem is that we need to make a demon. That's the only big problem for me. Because like we are literally at the... Look at this, they have 1 card in the hand. They can activate Cottage or Sanctuary, play this, use map token and play 1-2 cards when they draw. And that's it. That's end of their fuel. And this, for example, doesn't matter because of Summoning Sickness. So right now, we need to go for absolutely power turn. And that's why it was so important to keep Bartolomé, so we can activate those 4. Man, how do we do it? We probably need untapped mana, but let's count first. Oh, this unlocks all the mana colors. Alright, let's go for it. This will be so much better. So I can go for the Sanctuary. Could even attack with it, but they can block. And we have 3 mana, so I can make 1 token and the blood. You know what? This might be good enough. I hope. But I will need to tap it. We can actually live game more if we set up everything. I don't think there is a moment when I can sacrifice this because before a legendary roll. Attacking... So maybe I should actually block there, because I don't have a play on this turn here. I think we go for this, guys. We do it only to activate this stuff. It will be super close. This one has flying, but they don't have flyers on this turn. Let's go. The fact that we don't get drained by Annex is absolutely huge. And we are trying to be... This might be the last turn when they have kill pressure. Yeah, after this turn we win the game. This is the last turn they have. The land doesn't matter too much. This matters a lot because of Menace. Duress, well, it hurts a little bit. I really wanted this go for the throw, but it's fine. We can win the board without it. And that's half of their cards in the hand. Arcfiend. Well, if we want to sacrifice, this is the moment. Let's not sacrifice. Oh man, this Duress actually did so much. Every time we sacrifice a creature, we lose 2 life. That's like hard counter to our deck. Well then. Well then. We definitely do this. We drain them. And how do we do it? How do we do it? They still have a blocker. I deny more damage if I block with it. Man, this is like 2 perfect cards. 1 to remove our Go for the Throat, 2nd to absolutely punish us for not having Go for the Throat. This will be a problem. And we actually don't have a flyer. We have with Sage, so maybe we can tank a little bit. Alright, but this is the first time when we have some decisions. Let's go to blocker. So we could double block this. Okay, we will think about it. This feels pretty decent. We take 5 damage and we die. That's probably not my favorite play. So I need to block this as well then. So this is a decent block. We trade here, this survives, we still have a demon, then we can play more stuff. We play another Bartolomé. And we sacrifice the Sage so we can block Flyer. They need to top deck a removal. They have those and we can block probably with the ground. It's not bad. The other block would be to sacrifice those two. No, I think wall is such an annoying stuff here. We choose blockers like this. Now, we can sacrifice this. We sacrifice this. I know. And we get 6 toughness, which means that we survive the trade. And this one is blocked. We live gain to 5 after this turn. We make a flyer. We go to 5 and 3 because we lost a creature. Then to 1 because we've blocked. Man, if not the last card being Archfiend exactly, every other demon would be non-relevant. Like even Bloodletter wouldn't matter because we don't get dealt damage. But this one actually matters. So there is a chance we need to force a block. I'm not, man, I cannot. I actually cannot force a block here. I can force this block, but this doesn't matter. Oh, this is such a annoying situation. We play this. We play this. We also don't want to take any painland damage, so we need to be aware how we cast spells. Let's keep the demon alive. Of course, this is a lethal threat. They need to sacrifice Sentinel, but the Archfiend will win the game. We kinda know the top card. That's important. I didn't pay attention. So we know they cannot remove a creature. We get a free trade here. I think we can win still, man. We will go to 1 literally. Let's play this. No, this is a mistake. You want to play this. This is tempting, but it has actually no upsides. I could play Bartolomé if I want another blocker. Let's actually think about it. So they play this, they use map token and probably this. They swing, we sacrifice Sage, we block with the Sage, we go to 1, and we have 2 more creatures. This cannot die. So if they go for Cottage, Sanctuary is actually cheaper. No, they are both the same cost. So they tap 4 mana, attack with Cottage, they have 2 mana open, so they play the Dread Knight. So we need this as a blocker and another one. But man, we might die. We will die. Because I need 2 more life gain. Oh no, I think we are dead. I think we are literally dead. This dealt more than every single card in his whole deck, whole game. And there's nothing I can do here, right? Unless I draw Go for the Throat and then I win. Okay, let's just be good at Magic. Easy, remaining 3 Go for the Throats. Well, we lost. That's it. I can defend, but it will burn me. Unless they don't see the play. My last hope is them not seeing the winning play. Because if they don't activate Cottage or Sanctuary on this turn and they just play the cards, they lose the game, I believe. Oh no, they're going for the winning play. Oh no. I can deny every damage except the one from the Archfiend because they literally duress my answer that I had in the hand. Oh man, if we had Sephiroth, that would stop the bleeding so much, but we actually don't. They also got rid of Rise the Pass, which was another out. Oh man, I think we are done. But I'll be honest, I think we played it very well so far. So I cannot block with this, sacrifice it, and then block with the flyer on this one, because then we would lose 4 life. But there's only 1 blocking phase, so you only have 1 moment to declare blockers, so you know. The rules are a bit against it, but outside of the rules, we are golden on this play. So, yeah, the best we can do is this. Man, that sucks. I think we read it nicely. And if we had 2 more life this game, we would actually probably win. Because as you can see, they are fully tapped. They get this, but we can swing and just drain the rest probably. But man, that was a close game. I really enjoyed it though. This is the cool part. After bans, even if you lose a game, you still have fun. I would love to. Man, I want something that gives me to life. I didn't miss it. There's nothing. Yeah, we defended against everything. Except this. And you know what? Our opponent is not killing us. Alright, this is our honor. To go for the honorable death. And we sacrifice. You get no value. If not this Arcfield, you would be 100% dead. But that was a really good card. The last card. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was a cool game. Alright, we are going second. We have Infestation Sage. So even though we are on the draw, we have a pretty quick start. And our opponent is here with uncounterable spells, just starting from turn 1. That's fine. If we can, so one of the cool things about this deck is that you can provide so much pressure that generally there is a good chance they will tap out, so you can just play Annex and get the full value. So, first things first, swing, that's always the way. Our opponent is playing Izzet. We don't know if that's Grixis. I think it might be just Izzet, but we cannot really know yet. No counter spell. Alright, so this might be some aggro deck, even with like the Oculus and Tersa. We will see. Whenever you see those cards, they are really good at cycling cards forever. And when you see this one of the big upsides is that it surveils 1, so it fills your graveyard. So we have stuff to do. I mean, first we attack and we see what happens. Because if they have removal, they can do it now. And they know the archetype. Oh, this is such a good answer. So they still have counterspell mana. Not really sure if they play counterspells, but something we need to be aware of. So we could just spam all the small creatures here. And then go for the big stuff on the next turn. I think this is good. We missed on the max speed, but I usually don't focus on it too much. Alright, I'm trying to play around counter spells, and even if they don't have a counter spell, this was like perfectly legit play. Like, it's 3 mana of spells, it also is resistant to removal because it's in 2 different cards. Bartolomé, of course, needs to be removed before they target anything else, because we can just sacrifice in response. This could be... This feels like Mind-Size Apparatus control deck, but I have no idea what it really is, because it plays a lot of cards. Like, Burst Lightning fits so many decks, so you cannot really tell. This is a bit of a tell. This is usually played with something that has all counter, so this could be Mind-Size Apparatus deck. Oh man. Listen, those creatures will not survive. And I believe we need to do it now. We do it for sure like this. So I believe there's no moment when you can discard, so they will make the decision. I think I need to sacrifice everything and hope that they don't have a 5-cost card. I think this is the best play. I don't think this... Alright. So they decided to just draw cards. So this seems very good for our opponent, except the fact that we have Annex in this deck. And they never played around it. So we get 6 damage right off the bat. They still need to solve this, and now we are starting to translate life total into card advantage. And we do it permanently. Those colors aren't very good at answering this. Ral, alright. Let's see what they will do. Okay, so if we go for the throat, we can just kill it. See? That's how easy it is. Just throw the cards. Oh, they still have something. Is that into the Flood Maw? Alright, whatever happens, first we need to attack. But that's how you need to pressure them. Even though they have, you know, pretty strong plays, we always are 1 play ahead.
Aha! A solution!
Is that enough? No, it's 6 loyalty. It dies. That's super important. Ral needs to die on this turn. This Planeswalker is not very played, but it's actually extremely powerful. Let's go with the Bloodwitch. just to, you know, we can do stuff. And now every single turn we get more and more cards. So now we are back into the value game on top of having better board and better stuff. But this is scary. Well, Vivi usually spells infinite crazy combo chain that kills you on the spot. Okay. That's scary. So obviously we have to sacrifice just to not waste the value. But look, our opponent is already at 11. They probably don't want to block with Vivi, so this can be a threat. So this is indeed, like, whenever you see Augur, like, first thought is like poison, but it's like, no, is it? It's not, it can't be poison. Well, it is. It actually is. So they will try to probably proliferate a lot. But I think we have a nice hold over the game. Like, look at this, we can just go here, we swing, they cannot do any, man, I think we have this game. And let's attack first. I could sneak more damage. Man, they went to 4? No way. Can we kill them? Can we actually kill them? We can go Sephiroth into Sage. That's not enough damage yet. That's not enough damage yet. But I will still go for it. Oh my god, I misplayed. Oh, I forgot about this effect. Oh, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Okay, I messed up super hard here. But that's fine. We just sacrifice it normally. We don't draw card, but we get all the other effects. So we can deal 2 damage. Get them to 2. I'm a little bit scared that we die on the next turn to some crazy shenanigans. Because, oh boy, they have shenanigans in this deck. So we can sacrifice the Sage, we can sacrifice the token. And Sephiroth doesn't trigger from himself. So, I think we end the turn here. We take the damage, we take the card. I think we can still salvage it, but of course I made a small misplay. Because we would get additional cards. It actually wouldn't change anything, because the card is a Reaper. But it was still a strictly worse play. But we are in this. Alright, ill-timed explosion. If we want to force something, it's better to do it now before they get counter, so they can take less mana from Vivi. So instead we'll go, and even if our opponent just draws cards, we are absolutely fine with it. We already drain, which means Annex Demon is lethal if they go to 2. And that's super important. We also get the counter, so ill-timed explosion probably won't kill Bartolomé. It might kill Sephiroth, but probably that's it. And they are down to 3 mana, and of course 4 from Vivi. Maybe even more. So let's see if we are dead. It might be important that we have life total, because it could be like Fireball or something like this. I don't know exactly what the card is, but there's probably something that deals X damage to my face. Somehow. Lightning Strike, sure. Of course we sacrifice. I tell you, we are doing a lot of stuff. Land from the top, and we win the game because we drain them with Annex. And this is one of the cool parts about the deck. Once you are finished on the board, like, you cannot contest the board anymore. Of course we can, but even if, you know, they kill Bartolomé, then you just go into direct burn. So they try to pump Vivi as much as possible. They have 1 chance to take all the mana, so the turn is not halfway over even. They go to 2 poison. They might be copying a lot of spells. I think that might be the idea. So now they have final 7 mana. No way. See ya. It's not a land for Annex, but it's good enough. Like, I never really played this deck outside of few times, so it was usually my opponent doing those shenanigans, and I was just sitting there with counter spells. Oh, my favorite card. Love it. And normally this card is really good. But we actually would whiff completely on this turn. So our opponent literally wasted the card. One of the reasons I personally love this card is that it's so annoying. You always find a nice target during the game. It's kind of expensive, but you always want to cast it with a kicker. I nearly never cast it without a kicker. Well, this is not a good draw. Oh boy, it's looking a little bit rough here. So we have a nice setup on the early game, but here is where we completely whiffed. Like, we actually have no place. So I will go for the Sanctuary at Dance Step because that's the only good play I have. And good is in quotes, you know, like we completely whiffed here. We are getting to 4 speed, which is actually kinda nice here. Let's see. Our opponent is doing some shenaniganery. That is a word right now. Into the Royal, sure. So far it doesn't hurt us too much. It basically life gains them too. And they're down to 4 cards, so we are kinda even on cards because they never went for the kicker mode, which is kinda my favorite. Like I wouldn't play this card if there was no kicker. Let's go for the Sanctuary because let's be honest, there are no other plays. Okay, that's a 3. Oh, that's a juicy demon. That is a juicy demon. I mean, we swing? That's what we do. As the owner of proud 1-drops, hitting face. That's what we do. They cannot activate the parents yet. Alright, that was a huge hit right now. So they obviously seem to be a counter spell deck. 4 mana. This is... So they can actually counter this. Probably. So we could just go for the Sanctuary and try to... Yeah, I think this is a good play. And then we go Annex when they tap out. I think this is enough. They don't have a sweeper, so blue has a downside of not having sweepers. That's why you play Azorius. See? That would hit Annex. And honestly, it wasn't the worst play because you still pressure their mana. But with this board and having a 3-3 at Dance Step, I think it's just better. And don't forget, this will be a 3-3 into basically 2 damage from Annex. Oh, that's how you want to do it. Alright, so their sweeper is having bigger creatures, basically. I'm not sure if they have Spell Pierce, but we can go around it. We already have Soulstone Sanctuary, so I think this is a win. We go like this. Oh, we need to pay the ward, so Spell Pierce actually will hit. Let's see if they have it. Nope. Nope. Which means that we swing only with this guy. No priority. And now we know that Annex is default. That's how we play right now. Man, you can see the difference when you have this Annex. Suddenly, finishing your opponent is so much easier, and you can just transition into the long game with no issues. Well guys, and now finally the monster in true form. Not only you have 4 Sephiroths, but also Annex to keep drawing cards and making demons, and Midnight Reaper to, you guessed it, draw even more cards. At the cost of life, but you are life gaining a ton. So before we go into the deck, huge thank you to our absolute legend for today. Stackhouse A, my friend, this hours off is for you. You got a Sephiroth deck, so you cannot go wrong with this one. And really thank you for supporting the channel and caring about it and just being a bro. So I hope you like it. And back to the deck, we went with Triple Reaper. It can be a little bit slow, so I thought it would be easier to set it up, but man, playing 3-drop is kinda feels slow still. However, when this dies, it gives you card instantly, so it can be a little bit better sometimes than the other cards, especially if you expect it to die. You don't forget, you need to lose a non-token creature. We have some tokens, so sometimes it might get you. So we could also go harder on the demons. I went with triple Annex and triple Sanctuary, but it's up to you. You can take this deck in different directions depending on what you like. This feels like probably the most control-ish version, so this one probably fits my style the most. And Zahur, absolutely amazing in this deck together with Bartolomé. You love seeing those ways to sacrifice your whole board. Well, this one doesn't sacrifice the whole board, but it's enough. You can play this into Sephiroth and it's enough creatures dead on this turn. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to all the patrons that made this video possible. With your support, we can continue enjoying new standards, so really thank you for that. And with that being said, see you guys tomorrow.